All right, good morning. We're
Good
live.
morning.
Welcome to Magick Monday, episode 21. I'm Davey
And I'm Tracy.
from daveyandtracy.com, and Magick Monday is our weekly live stream where we discuss mental, emotional, spiritual healing and well-being. Oh, I'm going to start hearing myself talk. Okay. Mental, emotional, spiritual well-being and healing through nature magic, lunar astrology, and working with nature-themed tarot and oracle cards. And I've got our live stream up here, so definitely feel free to chat and say hi and interact with us.
Good morning, Sarah.
It's always weird seeing myself recording my ad here. Comment, like,
Yes.
subscribe, and yeah, good morning, Sarah.
Yeah, please share this with your friends too. We also like to have your feedback, so if there's something you feel is missing, please share that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't really have any announcements yet. Tracy and I have a lot of really awesome ideas that we've been talking about over the week. I know every week we're saying we got these great ideas, and we're not yet ready to
Well, we're
reveal,
almost
but
close to
pretty
launching
soon.
the first part of it, but we decided
Right.
to combine part 1 and part 2 together. So
Right. So pretty
coming soon.
soon, in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff to talk about and show you. Other than that, we're in a new month. Can you believe it's September already? We're like 2 weeks away from fall.
Our child turns 7 tomorrow.
Goes to school next week. I know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I know.
It's this year has gone by really, really fast. So
All right.
let's
Ready to
get started. Speaking of September new month, we have a new candle. So each month this year we've been doing a new
Did the
Reiki
box?
infused candle. I know, what happened to that box?
It was just sitting right there.
I know.
And then you grabbed the candle, switched them out.
I know, the box walked away from us, but I got Tracy for Christmas a set of 12 Reiki infused candles. They're scented with essential oils and they're different colors. And so this is the one for September. And so each month has a theme. And so you light that candle and you reflect on that theme. So September's theme is wisdom. So, yeah, we'll kind of, check in with that theme
Incorporate that.
throughout this month.
All right.
Oops.
Maybe. There you go.
There we go.
All right. So
So we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And we're going to share what we're grateful for. So if you're watching this live, please share what you're grateful for. If you're watching the recording, post in the comments what you're grateful for.
we do read the comments, and posting what you're grateful for, it definitely shifts your energy. So please feel free to do that, even if it's just you're grateful for the day is over. Whatever it is.
What are you grateful for?
And right now, just take the smoke and just allow any sort of negative energy to be released. So if you have something that you can light, like sage or smudge stick or incense, or if you don't want to have a smoke option, you just want to use essential oils, just breathe in and just allow the negativity just to be released. I am grateful to take a day off tomorrow and focus on child. His birthday, as I mentioned, his birthday's tomorrow. He's turning 7, and we both have cleared our calendars. We have nothing on the calendar. We're gonna get up very early, and we're gonna go drive to a dinosaur place. And we've been there. We think we went there for his 4th birthday. He doesn't remember any of it, so we're doing the take 2 now that he's a little older. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to spend the day with my son, focus on him. What are you grateful for?
Yeah, same. And I'm also grateful, in a way, I'm grateful for cooler weather and
84. It's not that cool.
yeah, no, I'm grateful for, I like fall. I'm grateful that
I have one more thing we're grateful for. I'm grateful for the smudge sticks that you made.
oh yeah,
And you make smudge sticks. Davey is an
been making-
amazing gardener. You are an amazing gardener, and we actually this weekend, we did another round 2, we cut a bunch of the catnip.
Catmint.
Catmint, and yeah, it smells amazing, and so we crafted those. Those are ready to start drying.
Yeah, we made a whole bunch of tea, and we're going to be harvesting a lot of herbs
and
as we get toward the end of the season too.
What's the one you're making? You're gonna make a tincture out of?
Oh yeah, so the mugwort is about ready to harvest. It's going to start flowering this week. So once it starts flowering and we have a nice sunny warm day that really draws those essential oils in, I'm going to harvest the mugwort. So I'm going to make make mugwort tinctures. I'm going to make mugwort infused oils and dream pillows. Yep.
Which we will show you the dream pillows when they're done. It's a concept still in the process.
There's a lot of herb crafting ahead of us as we get into the fall and start, harvesting all the herbs that have been growing all season. And I've brought some herbs inside to overwinter. So yeah, it's a fun time of year. Sarah says, I'm grateful for seeing family this weekend and for having an opportunity to adopt new cats. We'll start looking tomorrow. I'm grateful for picking tomatoes.
Nice.
Cool.
I can't wait to meet your new kitties. All right. You want to get into the lunar forecast?
Yeah, so lunar forecast for this week. Today we're in a waning gibbous moon in Taurus. And it's going to shift into Gemini, I believe, tomorrow. So the waning gibbous moon is about releasing and letting go. So during full moon, you reflect and you start identifying what you need to release in your life. The waning gibbous moon starts the active process of letting go and releasing. So now is a good time to think about what you want to let go of in your life. And it could be like something physical, something tangible, something that's cluttering your home, or that's old, like, old clothes that don't fit right anymore, things you've outgrown. But it also could be more like mental and emotional baggage that you've been holding on to.
It could be a relationship that's not good.
It could be something big, like a relationship or career or job, mindset or worldview that needs to be released. So that's something to think about over the next couple days. The sign of Taurus is associated with security, pleasure, and getting things done. So it's definitely when you're thinking about what you need to release, keep in mind, what are you releasing something to give you more security, or releasing something to give you more pleasure, or are you releasing something to free up time and energy to get things done? Now, the sign of Gemini is associated with communication. So in that releasing and letting go, you will need to communicate. You'll need to communicate with that, whether it is, posting on, like a garage sale site or Facebook Marketplace if you're getting rid of tangible goods, or communicating with a partner, an employer, or communicating with yourself as you work through releasing and letting go. So by Thursday, we'll be in a last quarter moon, also in the sign of Gemini. So the last quarter moon is about clearing space, restoring balance, and setting boundaries. So that is really going to be governed by needing to communicate those boundaries and communicate your need for balance, because it is going to be in the sign of Gemini. So it might be a little uncomfortable. It's always out of your comfort zone to set boundaries with people. For a lot of people, it doesn't come naturally. We are kind of geared to saying yes and taking on things and not wanting to come across as selfish or uncaring. But this week, especially midweek and on Thursday, it's time to set these boundaries. It's time to restore your own balance, and that's going to require saying no. It's going to require establishing clear boundaries and making sure that everyone's needs are met, especially your own. And so you're going to have to work through any kind of feelings of discomfort or selfishness in doing that, because there's nothing selfish or uncaring about that, because you have to take care of yourself. Without these boundaries and without that balance, you're not really effectively helping people anyways,
Right.
especially if you're being burnt out or if you're harboring resentment because you feel like your needs are being trampled on.
That's a
So,
big thing that you mentioned. A lot of people have a struggle with that. It's just being like self-care,
yeah.
being able to take care of yourself in order to be able to help others.
So this week is a really good time to work on that, especially on the last quarter moon in Gemini on the 10th. And then this weekend, a waning crescent moon is in the sign of Cancer. So the waning crescent moon is about recuperation, self-care, recharge. This weekend's going to be a good weekend to just kind of take a time out, take a deep breath. Cancer is associated with feelings and home and domestic life, so it's a good time to just kind of like carve out a little space at home, dust off your sacred space, do some of the rituals like the 25 self-care rituals on our website, and crack open a journal and just kind of like check in with yourself. Sarah says, I think I need to let go of some of the fear and uncertainty of the coming season with school starting. I'm trying to stay positive about it in front of the kids, but feeling internal anxiety. Yeah,
Same thing.
I get that. Yeah, and that's kind of like, yeah, I know, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens as kids go back to
Because
school
I know
next
we've
next
heard
week.
a lot of things about different schools, but there's a lot of schools that have opened, and you're only hearing from some of the schools, and it's not going well for some of the schools. But yeah, it's a big mystery. It's like you
Right,
never know.
to see what's going to happen. And yeah, I think a lot of parents are facing anxiety, and I'm definitely thinking about it too. I mean, there's been a lot of anxiety over the last couple months too about whether or not to send your kid to school,
Right.
and then just with some school districts we're going to open, and then they pushed back, and that adds an additional burden on parents. And yeah, it's kind of a weird time. But also, what's going to happen 2, 3, 4 weeks into the school year, too.
Right.
And it's a big unknown. We have no idea. So, yeah, I get that. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Internal fear and anxiety. And the same token, like you were talking about, Sarah, about, needing to let go of it. Yeah,
It's hard because you have to make a tough decision, and you have to be okay with your tough decision. And your decision, you don't know what the future is going to hold, so your decision may in the future realize it's not the right one, but you don't know that. And so you kind of have to just be, and it's hard, but you have to be at peace with the decision you're making right now. And that's going to be different for everybody, depending on the school district that you're in, and you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like, for me, a lot of the anxiety is just that kind of unknown, that feeling of lack of control and
Right.
not knowing what's going to happen.
I know he starts school on Monday, and we don't even know what time
We
the bus
don't.
is picking him up.
We don't know when the bus is picking him up. We don't
don't know
know
his
who his
homeroom.
homeroom teacher is. We won't know that until the middle of this week.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're getting the bus schedule, and he's supposed to be going to school a week from Monday. So, yeah, there's a lot of anxiety going into this. Yeah, Sarah said, yes, exactly, about being okay with your decision. I'm constantly second guessing. I do think I can actually let go, but I don't think I can actually let go, but maybe let it not feel so heavy.
No, I agree. That's definitely a hard. I know. I mean, every single day, it's like, yes, I'm okay with this decision. I'm never feeling great about it, but I'm okay with this decision. And then the next day, it's like,
Well, there are no good decisions.
Right.
That's the problem. It's like, and one, I don't mean to like go off on this
Right.
tangent, but like, this is the thing that a lot of parents sending their kids to school are feeling right now, is that there are no good decisions. You're either going to send your kid to school, and who knows what can happen, and what are you putting in risk? Who are you putting at risk? Or you keep them home, which is also not a good option because
Especially
it's
if you're
very
working from
stressful.
home.
They're not getting the education and socialization they need. And so I feel like what a lot of parents are feeling like is they're being made to make an impossible decision, and there are no good, neither decision is necessarily the right one, but we're being forced to make one. And I think that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm
Yeah.
feeling like, you have two not great options, and you got to pick one.
and just yeah.
So, but anyways, let's do some animal wisdom.
All right. So we're using the Spirit of the Animal Oracle, and I did shuffle these before.
What do we got?
The polar bear.
Polar bear. I don't think we've
It's
found
actually
that
a
one
beautiful
before.
card. optimistic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Embrace your physical abilities, psychic abilities, and you carry the shaman within. Yeah, so definitely as we were just talking about, as far as like healing and taking some time for self-care, which is definitely hard for a lot of people. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. When I have a lot going on, to take time and say, look, I need to take a few minutes to do myself, it's hard. And so we've actually started with our family, started doing, I call them focus sessions, but it's basically a 3-minute meditation. And we do that together with our son. So everybody as a family, we sit down, we take 3 minutes of peace and quiet and calm, and it's been nice. So even if that's something that we were both recommended to do 5 minutes a day, 3 times a day, is meditate, and taking that time to do it with our son has definitely helped.
Yeah. All right, plant wisdom. We have rosemary for clarity. I think we've gone that before.
I think maybe in the very beginning.
So rosemary has become one of my favorite herbs to grow. Like, it smells so good. I make smudge sticks out of it. You can of course use it for cooking. I heard you can make tea with it too, which I haven't done yet.
I'm not sure I want rosemary tea.
Yeah, I know. That feels like that would be a little bit in your face kind of thing. Probably more like for a medicinal tea.
Yeah.
But all right. So rosemary. Keyword is clarity, and it says, "Who are you really?" Rosemary infuses the body with warmth and vitality, bringing security and clarity to the spirit, especially when it has lost connection with the physical world. Rosemary helps you feel fully embodied and grounded so that you are better able to remember who you truly are. So during your self-care rituals this weekend, during the waning crescent moon in Cancer, rosemary would probably be a really good herb to work with. Like I said, you can cook with it, you can make a smudge stick with it, or you can just clip a couple fresh sprigs or go buy a couple fresh sprigs or raid your spice cabinet and just kind of like, rub it and smell it and just let that aroma. If you have rosemary essential oil, you can diffuse that. In some capacity this weekend, do a self-care ritual and incorporate rosemary into that, because rosemary is a good kind of like, it gives you that kind of, it's invigorating and it restores that kind of clarity. So it's it'll be a really good herb to work with this weekend. And then for the tarot,
we're using a new tarot deck.
Oh yeah.
So do you have the box?
I don't. This is Green Witch Tarot by Anne Mora. Yes, Anne Mora.
This is what the cards look like in the back.
So the card that we have this week is, I don't know if you can see that, it's the 10 of Pentacles. You want to show it? So the 10 of Pentacles is associated with fulfillment, wealth, enjoying what you have. I also kind of see it as a card of like, if you are thinking ahead, kind of like gratitude for what you are working towards. So this card is about wealth and financial security and reflecting on, it usually depicts an older person sitting kind of like in a garden, and like multi-generation, like in this particular depiction we see, a younger couple with a child and then an older grandfather like figure sitting on a bench overlooking it. So there's a couple ways to think about this card and bringing this card into what's going on this week with, releasing and letting go. The signs of Gemini or Taurus being security and pleasure, which is really, wrapped up into that 10 of Pentacles. And Taurus is an earth sign. Pentacles are associated with the earth. But then Gemini with communication and Cancer with feelings and home domestic life. This is kind of a appropriate card for this week, and on the surface it seems a little obscure as to what this card relates to this week. The feeling I'm getting about it though is that it's a card that, as you go into these moon phases, you start thinking about releasing and letting go this week, and then you're setting boundaries and you're clearing space and you're restoring balance. Is that really what you're working towards? Is you're working towards bringing this kind of security and pleasure into your life, this sense of fulfillment and enjoyment of life. But in order to get that, you got to put in the work of clearing space so that you can receive that. You've got, this kind of fulfillment and getting what you want in life requires letting go. It requires some sacrifice, and it requires being able to get in that place where you can set boundaries so that you're not running yourself ragged. So basically, have faith in your dreams. Be sure to have that balance of working towards your dreams, but also taking that time out to rest and just tapping into your inner wisdom. Work with Rosemary for clarity and rejuvenation, and keep focused on what you want to create in your life, what you want to manifest, and where you're going in the future in your life, and realize that it does require balance, boundaries, and letting go of what no longer serves you, but whether that's physical possessions or career, relationship, or just your own mental state, your mindset, the way you think about things, your attitude toward life.
Sounds good. I don't have anything else to add.
No, this feels like a shorter one.
I know, I was looking at like, it's only 9:22 and I feel like we're on a little tangent, so.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm thinking like some good crystals to work with this week would be like black tourmaline, to help release and ease kind of negativity and anxiety. I like working with satin spar because I think I've talked about this ritual before with satin spar. This is my satin spar. Well, my little satin spar tower. I've got a bigger one too. And I usually just hold it right over my heart like this, and I close my eyes, take some deep breaths, and imagine that it's glowing white, and that glowing white light kind of, forms kind of a sphere around it. And then I take some deep breaths in, and I kind of draw that white healing energy, that light into me, and then I breathe out. And as I breathe out, it's kind of like absorbing the tension, the anxiety, the negativity, and just kind of transmuting it and dissipating it outward as white light. So that's my ritual with satin spar. As far as clarity, like if you're working with Rosemary this week during the waning crescent moon in Cancer, a good crystal to go with Rosemary for clarity would be clear quartz. I associate clear quartz with getting clarity, and if I feel like I need to clear my mind or really work on or focus on a problem that requires mental clarity, I will grab my clear quartz and hold it, meditate with it, have it around me. I'm trying to think other crystals to use. As far as communication, because the moon is going to be in the sign of Gemini, and as far as communicating boundaries, blue lace agate and blue lace agate is actually like a really good communication crystal. It's associated with the throat chakra, and so blue lace agate, it would be a good one to have on you, whether you keep in your pocket or you wear it, if you need to communicate boundaries with other people, and if restoring balance requires having that kind of talk with somebody about what you need and finding out what they need. So blue lace agate's a good one for that. Anything else?
I think that's it. Talk about like herbs to work with, crystals.
Yeah.
Ritual. All right. I think it's time for our ending meditation.
That it is. Yeah.
All right. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true to myself. For all of today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. For all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing.
3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. All right. So that was another episode of Magick Monday. Thanks so much for joining us. Are we done, right?
Yeah, this tarot and
Oh, yeah. The what?
Our newsletter.
Okay. Yeah, two things before you go. First, we have an email newsletter we send out every week where we expand upon what we talk about here. If you haven't yet subscribed, go to davingtracy.com/naturemagic and slash. You can subscribe to our weekly email newsletter. The other thing too is I do tarot readings. So if you like what I do here with tarot and animal and plant-based oracle cards and incorporating the moon phase, I can do a personal reading for you. And so, with more tarot cards and a lot more in depth than I do in this Magick Monday. So if you're interested in booking a session with me, go to davingtracy.com/tarot and I would be happy to do a one-on-one tarot session with you. And thanks for joining us. We'll be back here next Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Don't forget to post your gratitude.
Yes, post your gratitude
even if
in
you're
the
watching
comments.
the replay.
And like this video on YouTube. It helps more people discover and see it.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And subscribe if you haven't already. So have a great week. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next week.